Hello. I guess we didn't
Hey,
talk about who would kick it off, but
yeah.
we've got Tyler and Tina here from Digital Experience, and we're going to go over the templates and blocks for the events CMS. Did I did I cover what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and probably talking about like high level like goals and like things to know about as we go because we're gonna be building these out in Slippers over the next 2 weeks. Like I've already kind of taken a look at a few things. I know I have a few questions, so it'll be nice to sort of talk that out and have other folks be able to hear that too.
All right. So I'll just do then, I'm sharing my screen, I believe, and I'll just do a quick overview of what we're looking at in this Figma file. So when you open up the Figma file, you'll see here wireframes approved, and then design for desktop and mobile, which are still in WIP. I'm working on those right now. We've got our READMEs, and then we've got each block separated out. So these here is a big list of the approved blocks for this first iteration of the events templates that we're going to build out in Slippers and have available. And then there's some READMEs here, READMEs on the side when we felt that there was some extra information that needed to be written down or noted. So here we have a template called the mother template. So how this is going to work, Tyler, is that because the event stages vary, there are typically 5 stages of an event. So there's like, hey, we're having an event. We don't have, we maybe have the dates, but we definitely don't have speakers. We're calling for proposals, but look at the look at these recaps and videos of past events. And then, you know, the stages continue on as there are sponsors announced and speakers announced and dates figured out and scheduled figured out. So because we're not building a modular template that our content editors can drag and drop sections, we've had to propose a mother template that kind of anticipates all of the different stages, upcoming stages of the event. So this mother template is very, very long, but not all of these blocks should be activated at the same time.
Right. So we'll just have content editors will just basically toggle them on and off as they become available or relevant.
Exactly. So we've tried to structure this in the way that makes sense for all 5 stages of a typical event. And again, this is a first iteration. So as this event progresses, we'll see, oh, we're actually missing this block, or this should be on top of that block. We'll deal with those scenarios when they show up. But the events team have taken a look at this and seem confident that we've covered all the bases for at least for commit. And again, we're using commit as a use case, but hopefully we can use this for all events. That's it for that. And then these, Tyler, you're familiar with my pressure tests. So these are 3 pressure tests for the stage 1. So this is pre-event, another pre-event, but where things are announced, like a schedule and speakers, and then while during the event. So at this point, we're going to be wanting to put videos and what's happening now, and then remove some other information. A notable thing also is if you go to the current, here, I have it open here, the current commit event page, these, this is a 1-pager and these are anchor links. There's no change. We're still going to use the structure, except we're going to move the navigation out of the header area to the side here. This frees up also this nav if we ever want to put the GitLab nav there for other scenarios. We're not going to do that for this one. And then as you scroll down, the pages will notify you that you're in a new section, and this will be sticky. I think that's probably the biggest change to the page.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Nope. Yeah. Interrupt anytime.
Looking at pressure test commit stage 2 and this navigation that you called out, and I think it's in the other ones too. By the way, I love your pressure tests. They're so useful. So I see like the header here has like the dates and the primary CTA and the location, and then the side nav. So I guess the first question is this virtual event and primary CTA in the side there, does that come down along with the side nav, or is that like up at the top?
It should come down along.
Okay. And does it only appear like once we've scrolled past the like do you want it duplicative so that if you're at the top of the page, there's two primary CTAs that are duplicative? You
Yeah.
want that to be there? Okay, cool, awesome.
Yep. Yeah, we'll always keep the primary CTA in the main navigation for
Cool.
people that rely on main navigation for important calls to action.
Sweet, awesome, cool, great.
I want to call out something on this side here. So there's a branding section here. This section is obviously meant for the brand team. The idea is that we're proposing some areas where the different branding for different events can stand out. So maybe background images, custom icons, because we don't want every single event to look exactly the same. Each event has its own logo, has its own color palette, but also we're working inside a CMS. So we can't be completely flexible, but we should have some room for flexibility. I haven't been able yet to sync up with the brand team on this. I'm not sure if they've looked at it. Some of them have, like Emily and some of the events coordinators. But it's just something to keep in mind as you're building it, that there are some areas that are going to have custom maybe icons here. And I know that in the resources CMS for the topics page, the icons come from a library of icons. I don't know if that'll be appropriate for this because maybe we'll want to upload custom icons. That's I think what I've long-windedly trying to say.
Okay, cool, that's great,
Yeah.
thank you. Do you have a sense of when we'll know more about that?
I'm hoping sometime during this iteration.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I think
I'll make an effort to coordinate with them.
yeah, that should be plenty of time because like for this, like if we don't hear, like in a worst case scenario, if we got the final decisions on that at the end of this iteration, that's fine because we can use these placeholders as we build it out in slippers, and like we don't need to worry about the final icons until the next iteration when we put this all together in about.gitlab. So that's like perfect timing. Like even if you didn't find out until next Friday, I think we'd still be in good shape to like, it won't be a blocker for us.
Okay, cool. Also, I'm sure you will, and you have, encourage you to read these because there are some scenarios which I've noted where if an event has passed, the video will be replaced with a recap video, things like that. I'm also unsure about some of the functionality of these videos because sometimes there's 2 videos, sometimes there's 3 videos, sometimes there's 5 videos. When does it transform into a carousel? Is that a different block? And I want to make sure that that's clear from the get-go because these pages have a lot of videos and rely a lot on videos for, to engage users to come see these events. Yeah.
Videos, good question for you. Do you know this? I don't know if you know this off the top of your head. Are we anticipating that these are all YouTube embeds, or should we be more flexible in what like the video source?
I would stick to what we know. So let's continue on with GitLab. I've seen videos on Vimeo, but they also exist on YouTube.
Okay,
so
cool.
I would just, because I know that right now it's a YouTube embed is what we have in Netlify.
Cool. Yeah,
I don't want to have
to
build something new.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. Thank you.
Is there anything else?
I've got a specific question on this header because that's what I've been sort of looking at right now. So video or image, I'm assuming this video block you have here, that's like 442, right? Is that, so right now the little play button makes me think like, oh, this is like the video size. Is that same size for image basically?
Yeah, it's going to stay inside this.
Okay,
this
so
grid.
this.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Because here, you can't see, I'm like pointing at my screen.
Oh, right.
Do it with my mouse. Here is where we want to leave breathing space for that sticky navigation.
Cool.
So I want to stay inside this column.
Excellent. Cool.
I don't know if this will be useful to you or if it will clutter your brain, but in the issue, there is a link to the different stages with some dates.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Lauren and
the
Brendan have seen this and are aware of these dates, and I believe we scheduled accordingly.
cool.
But if ever you need to reference back, it's something like, when is this speaker's block going to be needed? Well, it's in this document, and what I have here in purple are links to each block. So this
Cool.
is created by the brand team, the schedule created by the brand team, and I linked each block for each landing page need beside it, just to make sure we kind of dotted all our I's and crossed all our T's.
Cool. Excellent.
And I did note this during our sprint planning meeting that some of these exist, okay? And I wrote from slippers. But when I say from slippers, I mean from the Figma slippers. So Lauren did point out that these have to be kind of rebuilt in slippers, whatever. Not sure exactly the details of that, but if you want to go check out, you know, some existing code, Sammy probably already built this. Brandon built this one. And I tried to note when they already exist, so you just don't have to double work.
Cool. Well, awesome. I don't have any other specific questions. This seems pretty straightforward. I've gone through the readmes and they made a lot of sense. And it sounds like, oh, maybe here's another good like high level question. You mentioned you're working on like the mobile views and stuff today. And I guess my like I've sort of been like preliminarily working on the header. I just wanted to like get in here so I could see like, you know, what's ahead of me for the rest of this iteration. Like, is it basically, or like, is it cool if I just keep moving forward on that? Do you want me to like hold off for like anything, or anyone else who's working on this, like anyone who's grabbed issues, like are we good to basically go on this, or do you want like an extra like the rest of this day or something?
No, here is the design file. It says whip. Some of the elements or some of the blocks that didn't exist before may need a little bit of approval from someone, but all of this is just slippers. It's
Cool.
just slippers UI. You can start taking a look at this. It's all our headers, our body copy sizes. There's, you know, nothing really different from slippers. So I feel confident that you can actually start with at least some of these headers, these basic blocks, these list blocks.
Sweet.
This already exists somewhere. Sammy.
Cool.
Sammy built it.
Awesome.
And then of course there's like the countdown and the speakers. Those are new things. I would just wait on things like that, things that are net new.
Cool. Excellent. Well, great. I think we're in really good shape.
Cool. Right. I guess
probably call it super early, and I will
Yeah.
we'll get time back, and I'll post this recording like in the next, like whenever it's ready. I'll get this posted and share it along with folks. But I think I feel really confident about delivery on this. And it looks like Lauren split this out into an epic for the slippers build for this iteration, and then the middleman integration for the next. And I think that like I think the timelines make a lot of sense. So I'm not worried about any of this at the moment. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for the walkthrough.
No problem. Anytime.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.